Jolene, Honorable Mr. Alan Rojas, Senior Vice President Mrs. Carmelita Espino, Vice President Dr. Adora Pili, Honorable Mrs. Margarita Go and Mr. Benjamin Tan, distinguished guests, teachers, parents, school administrators, family and friends, and most importantly, most undoubtedly, most indubitably, the best batch to march the halls of CKSC, the stars of the day, the one, the only batch 2012. A very good morning to all of you. I'd like to make a confession. I find it hard to approach this topic, graduation. Admittedly, it carries a lot of emotional weight for me. Each of us, I'm sure, carries some bittersweet sentiment upon leaving the school that has been our home for 4 years. And if you're like me, the past 13 years. It's been a place of many firsts. These walls, this stage even, have witnessed some of the happiest moments in our lives, and also some of the saddest and most painful ones. Truth is, we all have our own story to tell. And unique and diverse as our stories may be, I think there are 3 fundamental things that each of us has learned in our stay here, more or less. First, conquering our weaknesses. Remember the story of the hare and the tortoise? Well, actually, there's a hare and a tortoise in each one of us. Our strengths make us the hare, and our weaknesses the tortoise. But the tortoise is actually a blessing in disguise, because as tortoises, we have to cope. If we don't do it right the first time, we do it again and again until we get it. We may move slowly, but never backwards. We can say for sure, I cope. I am not as good as I could be. I'm not as good as I should be. But I am better than I used to be. So slowly and surely, we make our way to here and today at the finish line. And you know the best thing? Because we've worked for it, we actually worked for it, everything seems so much more fulfilling. And today's gift of graduation gives us 2 of the most powerful lessons we will carry for the rest of our lives: hard work and perseverance. There is no substitute. Of course, tortoises aren't all good. When they're not familiar with something, they hide in their shells. You know, it's all about comfort zones, and hiding in them is human nature. But I think we've picked up something in high school that defies human nature. It's the greatest legacy our teachers have left us. Fundamentally, they've taught us how to learn, how to be open to new things, how to move out of our comfort zone. A wise man once said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did do. So sail away from the safe harbor. Explore, dream, discover. In the past years, we've seen so many of ourselves emerge from our cocoons and find the courage to try things that aren't our cup of tea. Hey, even the most unlikely people played basketball. I mean, what are we thinking? But they did. And granted, our high school wasn't a musical, but still, we're breaking free. Okay. I'm starting to like this turtle analogy, so I'll take it the next step. If you're a turtle, well, you might as well be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Why? Okay, I'll explain myself. By that, I mean whatever we choose to be, we can always strive to be the best. And what better time to start than now? You see, fellow graduates, graduation is such an equalizing thing. When we walk out of here, we're all the same. We're all freshmen. And I'm sure the past months have been extremely confusing. We're making decisions that will impact the rest of our lives. But I think we can find strength in the words of our good friend, Mr. Wandu. Pursue excellence and success will follow, hands down. Remember, all is well. So long as we do what we love, it doesn't matter what college we'll go to. It doesn't matter which side we'll be cheering for come next year's UAAP games. It doesn't matter if you're wearing blue, green, or you're naked. I mean, maroon. Sorry, maroon. Or anything else. What matters is you do it with passion, and you continue that culture of excellence instilled in us during our stay here. Okay, so I'll recap. We learned in high school to number 1, go slowly but surely. Number 2, get out of our shells. And number 3, become Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, now I prepared something to share with you that I heard from a very wise man in his homily. And how can I say this? It's such a great coincidence because it bears a strong resemblance to the parable of the pencil. And, you know, hearing it from such a distinguished personality as Dr. Tijano, it just reaffirms how appropriate the message is to us graduates. But I'll say it anyway. So, ito po yung nahilig ko dati. Ang tao ay parang lapis. Kung ang lapis kailangan itasa bago siya magamit, ganun din sa tao. Kailangan muna mahasa. Kapag matulis na ang lapis, magagamit mo na. Pag mahusay na ang tao, pwede na siya gumawa. Ngunit, napupudpud ang lapis, kailangan mo itasa muli. Ganon din sa tao. Dapat, walang tigil ang paghahasa at paglilinang sa sarili. Kaya lang, sa katatasa mo, ang lapis umiikli. Ang tao naman, napapagod. Unti-unti lang tayo nauubos. Pero ang tanong, gusto mo ba sa lapis na hindi mo magagamit o sa lapis na magagamit mo? Gusto mo ba may silbi o pan-display lang? Kaya, sikapin natin maging matulis. Na lapis. Okay ko na tayo? Bakit? Gumawa, gumuhit at lumikha ng obra sa buhay. Kung magkamali tayo, okay lang yan. May eraser naman sa likod, di ba? At ang pinakamahalaga, tandaan natin, ang lapis, gano'n man siya katulis, hindi yan nakakasulat kung walang kumahawak. Tulad natin, gano'n man tayo kagaling, di natin maaabot ang mapangarap kung walang mga kamay na umaakay, tumutulong at patuloy na gumagabay. So, here's to all the invisible hands through which God holds us and continues to guide us as we continue to write the next chapter in our lives. Here's to our parents for whom the word unconditional unconditionally applies. Among all words ever invented, you know, nothing really replaces a simple and heartfelt thank you. Thank you for all your sacrifice, your time, effort, money, even your pride when at times you had to lower it for our sake. Thank you for holding back and not saying, I told you so, when we choose to be stupid. And in our worst moments, despite all we've done to test the limits of your understanding and forgiveness, despite trying your patience every single day, thank you for not giving up on us. Fellow graduates, let's not forget to show our parents how much we love them, how much we appreciate having them in our lives. They say, and I quote, the most beautiful thing in this world is to see your parents smiling. And the next best thing is knowing that you are the reason behind that smile. And that is priceless. To our teachers, who did everything to make sure we left CKSC educated and mature, we thank you. You've unselfishly imparted a part of yourself onto us. I hope we've given you some very interesting memories because you've given us some of the most fulfilling years so far. You've persisted even when times were very trying and tiring. You are the best of the best of the best. You set the finest example of intellect and integrity Here's to our supervisors, the school administrators, and our all-time favorite DSA. Thank you for the great network of support that allows us to thrive, for giving us the opportunity to sharpen ourselves, to hone our skills and talents, for straightening us out when we're not in line. We know we can be a handful. Thank you for stopping at nothing to drill into each one of us the tenets of propriety, righteousness, incorruptibility, and honor. Ideals every Shekian will be proud of. Now, not all of us may realize it yet, but these are the things we will learn to appreciate in the years to come. Finally, and most importantly, we owe it all to the great hand that guides each of us through our lives. Despite our unworthiness, God's blessings still run infinite. May we always remember to count our blessings and always be grateful. With humility and gratitude, we thank God. To my parents, somehow I made it through the rain. Thanks, and I love you both very much. So, it's here now, the beginning of what we shall call our futures. I wish I could say our lives ahead were filled with gold and roses and everything beautiful. But, you know, that's something we'll have to work for, right? This much I can say though. The future will be weird, wonderful, and everything we didn't expect. So today, the last thing we should be afraid of is to say goodbye. Because every goodbye makes the next hello closer. On behalf of Batch 2012, I thank our alma mater and each and every one of our mentors. It's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you very much.
May we request the parents of all the graduates to stand.